Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tryuni Publications presents Write from Your Heart, and I am your host, Dr. Cynthia Dempsey. Today, I wanted to talk about writing from your heart when the circumstances are not conducive for writing from your heart. Or are they? I was sitting and thinking about in the Bible, many of the passages of scripture were written from uncomfortable places. They were written from times when the authors were imprisoned, they were sent into isolation, they had lost their homes, they were trying to recount the history of victories and losses. There were so many circumstances that might have said, you know what, I don't feel like writing this down. I don't want to share this. Yet, out of those places, when we read it, I receive so much strength. I think that some of the most empowering passages of scripture or words in a book happen when you can tell that there's been a transparent moment in the author, the way that they recount the story, the way that they share, or through the characters themselves, where they come from such a place of vulnerability that it is empowering to see them share from that perspective, and then to see how they either overcome it or also to learn of how they were not able to overcome. But even in that, we're still learning a lesson on what we can do to enhance our lives, to make sure that we come out victorious in whatever circumstance or situation we might be facing. And even if we didn't, then hey, we are in good company. And look at where those authors are now. They've published, they're out there. They did not allow setbacks and hindrances, failures, seeming failures to stop them. They were persistent and continued until finally they achieved what they had set out to do. And so today's Write from the Heart is to encourage you to continue to write from your heart. So even if you're writing from a place where you feel that there's been failure or that you have not obtained the level of success that you want to, or you're pressing through a challenging circumstance within your life, continue to press through and continue to write. Write from those moments when they happen. That's another thing that I have found. That I go back and I look at some of my writings, and when either it's been an extremely joyous time or an event has just happened, and I sit down and I take time to write out of that moment. And when I read it, it doesn't matter if it's years later, days, weeks, months, it immediately takes me back because the feelings, the descriptions are so crisp and so clear. And when I pen it in that moment, and I write at that moment exactly what's inside of my heart, when I read it later, it takes me to that place and I experience the joy, the excitement, the suspense of the moment, whatever it might have been. And so I just want to encourage you to continue to write from your heart. And when those moments of inspiration strike you or something has just happened, take the time, make the time to write it down. And if you can't physically sit down and write it with a pencil or a pen or type it up, we have our devices and they have that memo button that you can push and you can speak into it and record what has happened. And then you can go back and transcribe it. But please remember, write from your heart in that moment. You will not regret it. So thank you for joining us for today's edition of Write from Your Heart today. Have a great day. Bye.